Hey Harmonizers, welcome to this exciting video with Cadbury the Mustang. First I'm going to show you a little bit of greeting him in the field, and then I'm going to take you inside for his second time only going into the indoor arena. And there was a massive 50-foot blue tarp set up because some of the other horses were prepping for a demo they're going to be going to. And so can you imagine being a feral Mustang and then coming into the arena only for your second time ever, and there's a gargantuan tarp. So you're gonna get to see how Cadbury reacts to that. So first up, I just thought it'd be great to show you guys Cadbury in the field, being able to approach him, give him some snuggles. He's getting so much better at getting those smooches and kisses, which is really awesome. I love being able to show my horses affection. And to me, this is like such a huge moment of just how much we've progressed in our partnership, our relationship. And in the background, you can see my little kiddos that are playing over there, and that creates a little bit of a distraction. We know that Cadbury is not so confident with other people yet, and that's kind of a common thing that happens when you're working with feral horses in the Mustangs, is that they really do learn different people, and they'll attach to the people that are working with them and that have shown them the ability to trust them, and then they can be very wary of other people. It's a little bit of a process. And so for us, after we get them comfortable with one person, because usually it's not two people working with a Mustang at the same time, then we'll start to have other people start to pet them or give them cookies. I apologize for the wonderful filming effort there by my hubby. But in fairness to him, it is super cold and there is a lot of snow. So the camera kind of dropped a little bit there, but you can see that he comes to me sometimes. He lets me give him scratches on both sides, and still had the little moment there where he kind of, backed up, and because I think I got a little bit too much in his space. So it's still something that we're working on, getting him even more comfortable, progressing to hopefully where I can just come up and give him a big hug out in the field would be really, really nice. And this was, of course, taken before I gave birth, so you'll notice that I'm still quite large, and it's also very, very snowy. So that's just because the timeline, I don't always post the videos right away. So you can see, you might be thinking, like, haven't you, isn't it spring yet or something like that? But the videos are not always posted right when I film them, just because it takes a little bit of time and stuff going on, and especially with being super pregnant and having a baby on the way for my sister-in-law and whatnot, there's a lot of other things happening. And so here I'm just kind of showing how I was closing off the panels, because I do that so that way the other horses don't come and bother him, because he is the lowest on the pecking order, and sometimes the other horses want to come over and push him around a little bit. So it's just kind of nice that I can keep him a little bit separated from the other horses. And then you can see he still wanted to come over and follow me and see what was going on. Just giving him some more scratches and just kind of attention, but not giving him any food in the field. I don't tend to give the horses food in the field because I don't want to create a fight over who gets the food, and that can just add more problems. And you can see he's following me around here, which is super adorable and just really great that he's able to do that. So he's coming over for some more scratches, and you can see my kids are going up onto the big giant snow mountain over there, which is a completely different visual for the horses as well, because now you've got people going up really high, but he's doing really, really well with all of that. So what I'm going to do now is take you inside to the indoor arena, and you're going to see the big giant tarp. So this is a whole lot for Cadbury, because there's this big giant tarp, which he gave it a little nose boop, and you can see his tail coming up. He's like, this is scary. I'm going to do a nervous poop. So this is intense. And basically I just have a super long lead rope, and I am in the middle. And of course there's other horses riding around in the arena. That's little Bunny going around there. And that's new too, because now he's seeing people on horses, which he hasn't seen before, because people have been just riding indoors. So he never saw that when he was out in the paddock. And then when I brought him in for the first time, there was nobody riding at that particular time. So this is all new. It's like, why are there horses with people on them? What is going on? So there's a lot of different things happening. And these horses are preparing for a demo that they're hopefully going to be doing later this spring. And part of that's going to involve the giant Tarp. And they're horses that have not done the big Tarp before at all. So it's Secret Bunny and Alfie over there. And really, he gets to see the other horses crossing the Tarp, which is brand new for them to do as well. Now, they've trained on a lot of other obstacles. They've trained on probably smaller tarps and things. Not really sure how long ago they were doing that, but often when we use positive reinforcement, it goes pretty quickly and easy to introduce such a big tarp. Like that is Alfie's first time trotting over the big giant tarp, and he just goes over super easy and no big deal at all. And they've never seen the big tarp before, the other horses, as well as never been asked to trot or canter over it before. But they do that all in one session just because we do a lot of confidence building work before we get to this point, just creating what we call a yes horse, where you kind of condition them that if I ask and you try, well, I reward. And then that helps them become more conditioned to want to say yes and want to try, because there's something in it for them, which is important to have a little paycheck for them. That's Bunny's first time cantering over the tarp. You can see Ryan planned to take it pretty small, and Alfie's first time as well. He did that no problem. They don't even think about it. They're just like, yep, it's easy peasy. And then they stop them to give them a cookie. So Cadbury now is starting to think about crossing the tarp. He's kind of looking, sniffing, and I'm just really doing a whole lot of nothing, just allowing him to explore on his own. And you can see I kind of have him set up such that he doesn't have to cross all the way across the whole 50 feet of the tarp. It's literally just like a corner for him to go across. And he's like, oh, okay, I did it, and trots off afterwards. And then it's like, oh, and there is the tarp again. So I didn't go over and give him a cookie or anything. I'm just allowing him to think, look at him lick and chew. He's just kind of processing what just happened and how nothing really happened. Nobody ate you. Your feet didn't get engulfed in a tarp. It was totally fine. And so he can just think about all of that. And with me standing on the tarp, because I'm the one holding the camera, you can kind of get the idea of all I'm doing is just kind of giving him a little bit of a boundary of like, you don't have to come on the tarp. I'm not pulling you onto the tarp. Nobody's shooing you onto the tarp or anything like that. I'm just standing there. But if he had come to me, then I would give him a cookie for coming to me. But he's getting time to just think about all of that. So after a little bit of time of standing there and thinking, he starts sniffing at it again and exploring. The other horses are working on cantering and going across the tarp and practicing some different things. And then Cadbury is going on the tarp, and then he's like, oh, I'm on it. I'm licking and chewing, because he's thinking about it. Licking and chewing can be releasing from like a stress response and then staying in their thinking frame of mind and not going into fight or flight. And look how much calmer he walked off the tarp that time. And so I just kind of held the rope there on the corner. So it's like, you can't walk around the corner. If you want to keep walking, then you go across the tarp. But he gets to explore this at his own pace. And look at this progress that he makes. So the first time he trotted across it, now he's stopping, sniffing, inspecting. He's really thinking. And then he's still kind of rushed off at the end. But you can see him do more of that licking and chewing and processing of, okay, like this is different. And really, like, this is huge. This is so huge to be able to do this on literally his second time in the arena. His previous obstacle experience before this particular session was just doing that bridge and the poles that was in the first video. So to transform and now do all of this is absolutely huge, and not typically something that I would expect from a horse. And I wasn't expecting anything from Cadbury. I wasn't making him go over. I thought when he came into this, if he could sniff it and touch it, like that would be great success. And the fact that he actually was brave enough to start to go over it was just so huge. So he got a cookie there for going over the pool noodles. Now he comes onto the tarp, and look how great he's just following me. And so I stop, offer him the little cookie, and then he's not sure about backing up. And when he does that little lift of his back leg there, that's him kind of saying, ooh, I'm not super confident in my hind legs. This is a little bit hard. But he goes all the way across, and then I give him another cookie for going across. And here's him eating his dinner in the arena here, or with the horses behind him. And this is another really big thing, is that now he's like a domestic horse. We can feed him supplements and things. He loves getting his dinner. And then there's other stuff going on behind him in the arena. So we're associating, hey, look, there's stuff going on behind you, but you get to eat your dinner and you're part of the herd on the cross ties. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe and check out harmonyhorsemanship.com for even more learning.